Hello everybody, this is a lecture on price elasticity of demand. The first video on this. So what we have learned, or rather the definition of elasticity of demand, is over here. It measures the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a change in its price, ceteris paribus. So refer to page 31 of your notes, and you might want to fill in the blank to define price elasticity of demand. So we are looking at a change in the quantity demanded to the change in the price of a product. So for this concept, what you need to know is these three things. Let me show you. The first thing is the good obey. If the good obey the law of demand, what is law of demand? Can you recall? Law of demand refers to the quantity demanded of a product and its price. They are inversely related, ceteris paribus. So if they are inversely related, the coefficient of the elasticity value is actually negative. So by convention, we drop the negative sign. The second thing about price elasticity of demand that you need to know is the range of values and the magnitude of the coefficient. It is important to tell us the type of the good it is. And the last thing is the price elasticity of demand, its value, and the implication on total revenue. Its implication on total revenue, which I will explain this at another video. So the sign, the magnitude, and its application. So in this video, we will be looking at the range of the values, and the second video will be looking at how do we determine the elasticity of a product, and the third video will be on the implication on total revenue. So let us move on. Price elasticity of demand, degrees of PED. There are 5 cases. So let us look at the first case. When we refer to the demand of a product is price elastic. Demand of a product is price elastic. With a 10% decrease in the price, the quantity demanded will increase more than 10%. If you refer to this diagram, when there is a decrease of a price from P0 to P1 on this demand curve, the quantity demanded will increase from Q0 to Q1. So there is a huge increase in the quantity demanded. So by explanation, the percentage change in price brings about a more than proportionate change in quantity demanded. So therefore, the absolute value of the price elasticity of demand is in between 1 and infinity. The absolute value. So remember, we drop the negative sign by convention. So we refer to the absolute value over here. The second case, when we refer to the demand of a product, is price inelastic. So what is meant by price inelastic? When the price decrease by 10%, the quantity demanded will increase less than 10%. If you refer to this diagram, when the price drop from P0 to P1, the quantity demanded increase from Q0 to Q1 by a smaller extent. So by definition or by explanation, the percentage change in the price brings about a less than proportionate change in quantity demanded. So in terms of the values, the absolute value of price elasticity of demand is in between 0 and 1. Let me repeat again. The absolute value of price elasticity of demand is in between 0 and 1. So this is the third case on a unitary price elastic demand, whereby when the price decreased by 10%, the quantity demanded will increase by 10% as well. So the absolute value of price elasticity of demand is equal to 1. So if you refer to the diagram, this is a special case whereby the demand curve is a hyperbola. So therefore, a change in the price P0 to P1, a decrease in price, will bring about an equivalent change on the quantity demanded. So this is the explanation. The percentage change in price brings about a proportionate change in quantity demanded. This is the fourth case, another special case whereby the demand curve is a horizontal line. We refer this kind of demand as perfectly price elastic demand, whereby any amount of a product can be bought at a certain price, P0, but none at any other price, which means to say that if there is a change in the price, the quantity demanded of a product will drop to 0. So therefore, the absolute value of price elasticity of demand is infinity. So this is a case whereby the demand is a horizontal line, perfectly price elastic demand. So let us look at the last case, perfectly price inelastic demand curve. So it is a vertical line, whereby a percentage change in price will bring no change to the quantity demanded. So as shown in the diagram here, when price decrease from P0 to P1, the quantity demanded of a product will still remain at Q0. So there will be zero change to the quantity demanded. Therefore, the absolute value of PED is 0. So this is the last case. Therefore, for a summary, the first case that we mentioned whereby the demand is price elastic, represented by this type of demand curve, it is relatively, the slope of the demand curve is relatively more gentle. And look at the second case whereby the demand is less price elastic, or rather the demand is price inelastic, and it is represented by a slope, the demand curve, whereby the slope is relatively steeper. And these three unitary price elastic demand, perfectly price elastic demand, and perfectly price inelastic demand is shown over here. These three are special cases. So if you were to draw a number line, the possible absolute values that we have learned for the 5 cases are in between 0 to infinity. So I draw a number line here to show the different case, whereby from 0 to 1, the demand of a product is price inelastic. When the price elasticity of demand is more than 1, the demand is price elastic. When the price elasticity of demand of a product is at 0, the demand is perfectly inelastic, unitary elastic for the values to be equal to 1. And lastly, if the price elasticity of demand value is at infinity, it is perfectly elastic. So what you have learned about PED at this point of time will be the value of price elasticity of demand is always negative. So therefore we drop the sign by convention. The magnitude of ED tell us the type of the product, whether it is price elastic or price inelastic. In the next video, I'll be looking at the factors affecting the PED. In a way, how do we determine the elasticity value of a product? So, thank you.